Hi, I'm Dr. James Van Dyke, and I'm a senior lecturer in biomedical science at La Trobe University, and turtle conservation is one of my major research focus areas.
James, how long do turtles live for?
So we don't actually know how long turtles live for in the wild. We know in captivity they can live up to 100 years. So if they're in a really nice spot where they don't have to worry about predators and they have plenty to eat and they can have a really good life, they could live up to 100 years, but we really don't know.
What should I do if I come across a turtle on the road?
What should I do if I see a turtle on a busy road? How can I help it?
So if you see a turtle on the road, the very first thing you have to think about is your own safety. You don't want to just walk out onto the street in front of a car and get hit yourself. If it's safe to do so, just take it to the other side where it'll be safe from traffic and let it go in the direction it's headed. It's probably been moving across that same space for decades, maybe even from before the road was there, if it's a really old turtle. And so it knows where it's going and where it wants to go. Sometimes people will pick up a turtle and they'll move it to a pond, or they'll take it to their own farm dam, or they'll take it to a place where they think it'll survive. And that probably is okay, but it's technically illegal, and you're taking that turtle out of its home range, potentially, the area that it knows. And so it may not actually survive if it can't find a good way to live after being released. And it may also try to get back to where it was going in the first place, which might expose it to more predators or to more chances of getting hit by a car.
Is it true that yabby nets can kill turtles?
Yeah, so unfortunately it is true that yabby nets can kill turtles, and I've seen this actually happen myself. What happens is when people sink a yabby net underwater and they give it some bait to attract the yabbies in, the turtles eat the same things as the yabbies do, or they're attracted to the same things. And so a turtle will go in and it'll actually force its way into the yabby net, or at least get its head in, and it might get stuck. And once it's stuck under there, it's underwater. And if nobody comes back to pull that trap out for, say, an hour or two, the turtle drowns underwater, unfortunately.
How big do turtles go? How big? When they go like this, they go pop.
The eastern long-necked turtles are about the size of a small plate. The broad-shell turtles can get up to about almost half a meter in their shell length, and then their neck is another half meter on top of that. So in total, they can be almost a meter long. And the short-necked turtles are about the size of a large dinner plate. The biggest one I've seen was about 4.5 kilos.
I've been wondering why you never see baby turtles in our local area, only adults.
So we don't see many baby turtles in our area anymore for two reasons. One is that, just generally speaking, they're really good at hiding, and you wouldn't be very likely to see very many of them anyway, even under good conditions. But the other thing that we face is the threat of foxes. So foxes have been destroying over 90 to 100% of their nests, turtle nests in every area. Foxes dig up and eat anywhere from 90 to 100% of all nests and eggs in an area. And when that happens, there are just no baby turtles that survive to be able to get to the river. And in some places, we think that's been happening for several decades, so for so long that we don't even see, not even baby turtles, but juvenile, or what we call subadult turtles. So those are the ones that they're almost adult size but not quite there yet. So we don't even see very many of those because this has been happening for so long. The one time you would be most likely to see a baby turtle is when they emerge from the nest. So usually in late summer or early autumn is when they hatch, and if you have a rainstorm during that time, the ground gets soft enough for the babies to dig themselves out. And so if there is an area where a lot of nests have survived, you'll potentially see those baby turtles emerge from the nests and make their way down to the water at that point. But it's not like sea turtles where there's thousands and thousands of them all at once. You'd probably just see a handful at a time.
James, do you have any interesting stories about turtles?
Yeah, so probably the most interesting thing I think about them is how tough they are. So we catch turtles all the time that are missing feet or missing legs or missing eyes, and they just keep on trucking like there's nothing wrong with them. I've even caught one back in the US that had been hit by a boat propeller and almost cut in half, and she had survived and her shell was starting to heal, and I caught her 2 years in a row, and so I know that she was surviving just fine with that.